Jumping right in, getting started, working on the background. This is going to use 3 different colors and basically come up with a mottled or like a marbled background. It's a little dark right now. I'm going to add some white and lighten it up a bit, but I just want this to be a background to the hydrangeas that we're going to paint. So I'm just working it in, adding a little bit of water. Ideally, I would have used a paintbrush, but oddly enough, I couldn't find a dang paintbrush. So I used a sponge, and I found with the sponge it did soak up a lot of the chalk paste. I'm using chalk paste watered down, not paint, but chalk paste. This is pretty close to how I wanted it, and at this point I'm going to then start working on actually creating the hydrangeas. That this is all going to be a background or a backdrop to my focal point that I will add at the end. But it's easy, it's fun, and it's pretty quick, and it definitely is economical. Now I started applying my watered down chalk paste to little rounds of bubble wrap to create the base for the hydrangeas. And in retrospect, I don't know if I would do that again or not. I don't think that it really provided that much of a benefit, and it was actually kind of messy because it's hard to actually pick up and place the bubble wrap without getting it all over your fingers. You'll see what I mean in a moment. So I placed it. I want to press it down. Oh, too late. I've already got chalk paste all over me. Such is the nature of crafting, right? It gave somewhat of an impression. I'm using this more for the size of the hydrangea and for the shape, because then I'm going to basically paint the rest of it using cotton swabs. So I'm just adding in a few different areas. Now I'm going to use some of my slate rose paste that I've watered down. And also in retrospect, I don't like the darkness of this. I think I would have stayed more with more of a purplish or a lighter color. But I think the finished result was okay. You let me know what you think when you see it. Okay, on to step 2 with this background. I'm taking some cotton swabs and putting them in a little bundle, and I am going to dunk them in some watered down chalk paste and then go over my little designs that I've laid down with the bubble wrap and add flower petals with them. And I started out with a bunch of them, but I soon found that actually I think I worked better with just 2 or even a single cotton swab. It just seemed like I got better results. Of course, these are not name brand cotton swabs, by the way, so it seems like the tips were not as fluffy as the brand name, and maybe that would have made a difference. So I just go through laying different shades of color. I lighten up the colors by adding some white to get a lighter shade in the same family, and just basically dab around on the different groups for the hydrangea flowers, creating more and more petals using the cotton swabs. A child could do this, right? Wouldn't this be a great thing to do with your kids? Okay, you'll see that I've given up on the bundles and I'm doing an individual cotton swab, and I really do think I got a much better effect using that. A little bit more time consuming, but I think the image was more in the line of what I was trying to achieve. And the slate rose looks a little dark in the video. It really isn't that dark. Or maybe it was just that it hadn't quite dried yet. But I think I would have preferred staying more in a purple type of family. The slate rose, in my opinion, just wasn't really on target for the look I was trying to achieve. Live and learn, right? I saw a demo by Debbie Westbrook doing this after she spotted someone on Pinterest, so she thought she'd try it, And she's encouraged a bunch of us to try it out, and it's basically what I was doing. And I think it's cool. I think I would refine it a little bit, and I probably would skip the whole bubble wrap portion and definitely change my cotton swabs and alter my colors a little bit. But all in all, I think it's an easy way of giving you a soft, pretty background, and I think it actually worked with the end result. And the stretch canvas was a very economical choice for a surface, as this came in an 8-pack for $12.99. That brings it to just a little over $1.50 per surface. Okay, now since the backdrop is finished, I'm ready to actually work on the focal point. And what I'm going to do with this, now remember this is a stretched canvas that I did the background on. I'm going to use a canvas panel for my focal point. And I'm going to use this transfer. This says I can't say I love you enough. I'm going to eliminate this design at the top because I don't want it competing for attention from my backdrop. And I'm just going to put the I can't say I love you. Being that this is on a canvas panel, just like the stretch canvas, I do not need to fuzz this because it's kind of like fabric and I want it to stick as snugly as it can. And yes, I've previously used this, so I'm just going to center this. I need it up a little bit because I'm ignoring the design at the top, and I just want to make sure that it is straight. Let's take a look at that. I think this will work fine. So now the panel, these canvas panels came in a package, 5 for $5.99, so that means they're about $1.25 a piece. And with the stretched canvas being a little over $1.50, we're looking basically at less than $3 for the surfaces for this project. So very economical. And if you want to try it and you haven't really done it, you might want to get some people together, buy the stretched canvas and the canvas panels, pick out a 5 by 7 inch transfer, do your hydrangea backgrounds with whatever paste you want. Remember, it's chalk paste, not chalk paint. And use one of those pastes for your focal point like I am here. This is the raspberry sorbet. I'm just cleaning off any excess paste, putting it back in the jar. Lifting my transfer off my surface. And then let's see what it looks like on my hydrangea backdrop or background. What do you think about that? I think it pulls out the raspberry sorbet from the background, and I think that'll work. Of course, you could put it any which way you want, but the 5 by 7 canvas panels go perfectly on the 9 by 12 stretch canvas. So supplies, $3 for the backdrop, a 5 by 7 transfer of your choice, and then some paste and a squeegee. Easy, easy. Any questions, drop me a line. If you want to see a little bit more about this, I'm going to do another one in greater detail that's not sped up, but oh yes, and of course the cotton swabs, right? And a little bit of bubble wrap. But you can't get much easier than that. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.